Joe, do you want to give us a summary? There's a public hearing on the Climate Change Relief Act.
Yes, so typically when a resident receives a reduction in their assessment for their property taxes, it is getting a reduction moving forward. That's what the real property tax law allows. This current law, it was passed by the state and it allows opt-ins by each municipality. And if there is a local state of emergency or a state of emergency declared by the governor from January 21st, 2020 until today, it allows a retro exemption from taxes. So it would have to be a very significant harm to your home. It would have to be at least a 50% reduction in your assessment. So we're talking about major floodings or any storm that really devastated someone's home. They would be able to apply retroactively to get an exemption on their property taxes. And that exemption would be filed within 90 days of the occurrence of the incident or 90 days of the passing of the law if the incident happened before the law was passed.
And what's the maximum amount that they could get?
It's a $10,000 reduction for a specific year. If it's proven that the person is owed more than $10,000, it can be pushed to the next year as well. And it could be
$10,000 of what?
$10,000 of taxes, town taxes. So the school district and the villages will have to pass their own laws as well for refunds for those taxes.
And the county also.
And the county, yes.
Yeah.
And if there are any special districts, they would have to pass a resolution as well.
And fixed amount, no, not a percentage.
That's a fixed amount, yes, and it can continue for up to 4 years. We don't expect that to happen for only town taxes. But each of the other taxing jurisdictions have the right to choose whatever criteria they see fit in terms of minimum damage done to the property as well as maximum amounts refunded.
So there's a sunset provision, and you said up to 4 years?
No, that the 4-year requirement is only if you are receiving refunds. It could extend out to 4 years. I don't foresee that happening for
so
any property in the town of Greenburgh.
So basically, if there'd be like a flood today, and then a month from now, there'd be another flood.
I'm talking about if there's a $5 million home and they're deemed uninhabitable and they can't live there for several years, they may be owed $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in taxes. This is an extreme.
$10,000 annually.
Yes, this is an extreme scenario that I don't envision happening. There is no sunset provision on this law. It will extend, and whenever there's another occurrence, unfortunately, there has been a lot of flooding recently. If someone's home is damaged, again, they would have 90 days to fill out that application with the assessor. This is such a brand-new law that I don't even believe the Department of Taxation has a form put together yet. So they're currently putting that together, and they'll share it with the assessor, and she's bound by that form. And the law will also say all the evidence that should be submitted to the assessor when it's compiled.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we
This law
spelled it
was
out.
introduced in the legislature. Senator Cousins and Assemblywoman Shimsky, sponsored it at the request of the town of Greenburgh, and Edie McCarthy and you were instrumental in
Yes, thank you.
preparing the legislation, and it really is fantastic because a lot of people after the storm were upset that they lost so much property damages, and this gives the residents who really suffered a lot of hardships relief. So
Yes. So if there are people who will suffer damages below the 50% threshold, if you have that damage as of the taxable status date on a yearly basis, which is May 1st, you can still apply to have your taxes reduced for that given year. It's not like you miss out on any potential reductions in your taxes. You just would have to meet the 50% threshold to move retroactively and to for this exact law to apply to you.